it because this is the only one I have left because we played too many games. So at least the only one I have left is you playing Bap. So that's just a feels bad. Here, speed this up.
Hello, you are fully here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round
Nice
1.
jump.
Capture the objective.
Zarya, ready for duty.
I was annoyed with our Zarya player.
Stop the shit here.
Nice.
Check this out.
The objective is now active.
Yeah, you're good.
Here they come.
Actually, that was actually a good time.
Just as good as new.
Double kill.
Through your immortality right there. Save Zarya.
You and me, brother.
I think I talked to you about this one already, but you should have done your immortality or something. You should have committed resources to save your Zarya.
Let's get you here.
That's just unlucky.
Get in here.
Dude. Could have moved to the side when he saw a ball. Could have used that pillar. So whenever a ball, sorry, just woke up. So whenever a ball was like shooting you right here, you could have like strafed to the side. Made it a little bit more difficult for him to kill you, but you know, that's in my inner thing. This is like a little optimization.
Hold up.
Speed bump detected.
Get in here.
Activating shield.
Step right up. Reach and burst.
You really didn't need to kill that immortality. The reason why you didn't need to kill that immortality, because first off, it puts you in everybody's sight, and secondly, because you weren't going to actually kill anybody. At that point, you were just like, just trying to stall for percentage. Oh,
Not over yet.
That's it.
I am under attack.
You should have used both cooldowns immediately as soon as you heard that.
Pide mal suyo.
Ready for battle. Get in there.
Powering shield. The enemy is here.
Yeah.
All better. For now.
I executed.
Reach and burst activated. Let them up.
One thing I would say about this one, that ult, make sure until you're comfortable with like the placing mechanics of amplification matrix, that you just like take your time. Go ahead and take your time. I'm gonna get picture by Mercury. Good as done in the immortality field. So whenever you're reloading and something's happening, you have a cooldown, use it. The cooldown will break your reload. It will extend your reload time, but you end up saving somebody. So like, just because you're reloading doesn't mean you can't use a cooldown. Okay, at this point it has to be addressed. You are not looking around at all. You're not looking around, and that's a problem. Make sure I had this right. You're not looking around very often. Like you need to be. You need to turn your sensitivity up.
Damn it.
Because you're just kind of like wheeling around everywhere. Like, I heard the Zarya get hit the first time, you didn't react.
Regen burst activated.
I think I'm gonna...
Well, it could be worse.
Yeah. Like, you need to look around a whole lot more.
Overtime.
Area denied.
Like, look for things to heal.
Rocket all online.
Fire at will!
All better. Now.
Hello.
To be honest with you, as soon as I heard the decree, I would have regen burst. Sometimes you gotta use your abilities to
Maintain that positive
but on the off chance that you're gonna get hit.
Winston report.
We're not gonna get back to touch, but that's fine.
Let them out.
Hi.
Score
Alright,
1-0.
we already know we win this match.
Right stuff.
Quiche on you.
Enough waiting around. Let's get out there.
Got you
I don't
good
know,
as
this one's gonna be very
He's on you.
insightful. Particularly insightful.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round.
This review.
Capture the objective.
We also never really had a shield, so it's not really fair to you.
Enemy contact.
But I can still address some problems. Regen burst, yeah. Should have regen burst. As soon as you and Zarya got cut off, it was just the two of you. You needed as much survivability as possible. Poor Zarya. Look at that body. Look at that
What
body.
they say it sound for?
The objective is now active.
Yeah, but as soon as like you get in
All
like a
better.
sticky situation,
Now.
like that. Yeah, you could definitely could have used regen burst.
Move to the beat. This is gonna make you feel better. Push on.
I don't know why you're trying to heal Farah with a Baptiste. That's a no-go. The only time you should be trying to heal a Farah is when she's grounded, or if she's in range of regen burst. Other than that, don't look at that face. Don't try to heal Farah with your primary healing. Other than that,
Regen up. Messy.
yeah, turn your sensitivity up. I would say learn, like, get comfortable with that, and then
Gale the Mahal.
you need to get an angle. You need to get an angle. Nope. As soon as you saw him get walled, you should have gotten an angle through this door. Like, as soon as something like happens that cuts off your line of sight, with like, especially if like an enemy team does it, try to find like an alternate way to get to them, and like getting this line of sight right here, you might have been able to save him with the immortality. I highly doubt it, because he was overextended. I can actually read that partially. Cool. Yeah, cool downs you have right now.
Let them up.
Wait, why did?
My ultimate is almost charged.
Thanks, McCree.
Yeah.
Gale the Mahal.
Yeah. You spent too much time.
Regen up.
There you go.
Get in there.
That was a good, well-placed immortality field. I don't know if you intended to do that or if you just accidentally messed it up, but that's a great place to put it because it breaks line of sight into the enemy, and you guys still get a pretty decent benefit from it. I don't, however, like your positioning after your immortality
Oh,
field.
let's break it. Damn!
'Cause it was pretty bad.
Let them up.
Could have immortality there. I don't think it would have made a whole lot of difference because the Roadhog was whole hogging.
Amplification matrix charging.
So
Hello. Regen up.
yeah,
Fire at will.
I think I would. Yes, as soon as you engaged into this fight. So when you engaged into this fight, the one thing you knew was that a McCree was in play, and that he was likely going to be either behind you, or that he was going to go around, and you didn't play. You didn't really play for either, actually. You just kind of like, oh, my teammate needs healing. So, you go healing. I would have actually. So you know the McCree is over there, and his flashbang is gone. So at this point, you know this is clear over here because me and Farah are over here. You know McCree is probably here, but you also have to consider. You know the McCree is right here, right? But you also have to consider respawns. So I probably would have pushed through to position myself here. Well, you kind of did, but you were still way out in the open. So I don't know. That's kind of a weird play. Like, you know your Roadhog. I probably would have pushed here actually, because it's like it gives me a little bit of cover. You're still in line of sight of your immortality. You're out of hook range. I would have probably pushed here. So like you're running to point, and you just like come through, throw your immortality field, regen burst, set up here. Like the reason why I say that is because like you need to get into a safe position to actually do your work, instead of like because you're out in the open a lot. That's why you're dying so often. You get hurt quicker.
Огонь по готовности.
Oh,
You hear that?
Okay, good. You went that way.
Enemy contact.
Again, you're kind of just like standing out in the open. Like, I don't know why you're here. So the question you need to ask yourself: do you have line of sight on your teammate? Yeah. Do you have line? Like, are you protected from the enemy team? And the answer is no, not particularly. Like, and the reason why that is because Their spawn is over here. I mean, granted, you know a few people are here, and they're probably going to use the lamp. Like, at least you know a couple people there. You know Bap, and you know Roadhog for a fact is there. I think that's... Is there somebody else there? No. Why did I just see a health bar? Air? What? Okay, yeah, somebody's there. Okay, so you know 3 are here. Alright, it might have been a safe assumption. I still would have, like, positioned myself probably here, to be honest with you. Because it still gives you, like, a pretty decent line of sight. Because, like, you can work from here. Granted, you are kind of in front of the immortality field, but it wasn't in play whenever... It wasn't in play whenever you first positioned yourself. So I probably would have either played here on this wall, healed the Roadhog, because I'm here, right here for the Zarya. I probably would have played here, and then whenever that amplification matrix comes up, probably would have jumped through this one. I don't know. Jump through this window's a pretty dumb idea. I probably would have ended up rotating over here, but then again, the ball might boop you off. So, I guess what I'm trying to say, I don't know. At this point, your decision ends up being fine, but for the wrong reason. Because, like, until this amplification matrix, or the ore window, pops up, and, like, it's really limited too, because this Baptiste really messed it up. Hey, look how close you are to your tanks. Like, there's barely any separation. You have good distance from your Zarya, but it's like there's no cover for you, and you don't have a shield, and so you don't really have anything to, like, get away. So, like, your decision was initially bad, but it's justified now because the Baptiste threw down a window and you happen to be in a place where you're fairly protected from it. I guess what I'm trying to say. I don't know about that immortality field. I think you whipped it. One thing I never see you do, which is something you can do, is whenever you're trying to place an immortality field, you can actually look down quickly, throw it at, like, your feet, and then go back to working. I never see you really do that. You're like, you're throwing long range. Oh yeah, I already talked to you about this. Don't use the enemy May wall as cover. I mean, it works out this time, but, like, don't make a habit of it. You got lucky on this one because they didn't work coordinated enough to drop the wall. Regen burst off cooldown. Regen burst off cooldown.
Let them out.
Regen burst. You gotta use regen burst your team with low. That's easy. Well, it would have been an ult charge at that point, but it's like easy healing. It takes stress off your other support. You got big AoE burst here. You should have healed that Zarya. Regen burst. Your regen burst is literally free healing. Free healing you don't have to aim for. Shoot. Shoot. Yeah, like, you're just not reacting a lot. Like,
Amplification matrix charging. I fuck you.
there
Oh, let's break it.
I'm on fire. Bullet.
Hold up now. Oh, turn it up.
regen burst, regen burst, regen burst, regen burst. There. What I'm talking about.
Get in here.
Free healing right here. Regen burst right here. You have 40 health. I know you have the immortality field, but, like, the reason why I keep saying regen burst is because, like, after it's dead, like you don't want to have to like start healing after your immortality is dead, because it's like you're at 40 health, you can get one shot very easily here, whereas like you could have been at like 150, 160, probably actually at 200 HP right now. So like regen burst more often.
How about a little extra here?
Especially when you guys are all clumped together. Like, so when you're all clumped together and you guys need a decent amount of healing, shoot the ground near us and regen burst, and like you will get so much ult charge. I think we're gonna end up stopping looking at you, and we're gonna go look at my perspective for a bit, and I don't want this review to be too long.
All better.
Check out this gun.
Regen burst. Regen burst.
Regen burst activated.
Hey, at that point, the regen burst wasn't really necessary. Right? Okay. Because like, so like earlier in the fight, you should have regen burst, and you would have had it back. A little regen burst, heal everybody up.
Regen burst activated. Push on.
I think we're just throwing abilities out at that point. You would have had it back already.
Let's break it. Damn!
Fire at will.
Down.
Yeah. So actions per minute. Get it up. You need to like be ready to do things. Somebody peeks you as Baptiste, you have insane range. They just buffed his range.
Ready for battle.
Alright, we're going to stop the reviewer part where I review you, and then we're going to talk about what you should be looking for. As a Bap, I'm gonna go to Havana. I mean, I'm not the greatest Baptiste in the world, but it's like little things to help you. We're only gonna watch first push on Havana. We're gonna watch, well, maybe a little bit more.
Ready for battle.
We're gonna watch, yeah, probably first point, and that's about it. Because I don't, like I said, I don't want this review to be too long.
Attackers incoming.
You've gotta watch this crap, and I feel bad for like the other 45-minute reviews I have on my channel. This is still gonna be like
Connection, keep the skies clear for me.
Alright, so I'm positioned here because like there's no reason why I'm positioned here. The research just justifies me later.
5, 4,
Haha.
3,
Get owned.
1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
So this healing right here is kind of worthless because we're not gonna take any damage. The reason why I'm doing it is because like I'm used to Moira, and Moira, if you like spray people, you can get like pre-healing done, kind of like what Ana used to do. You can still do that with Moira, so that's kind of what I'm doing. That I realized that, oh yeah, this is worthless, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. So I'm gonna position myself back here because it offers me a bit of cover. So I'm not taking direct poke damage, and I can still see most of my teammates pretty easily. I don't directly engage the Tracer because I don't really need to at this point. I have the DPS and a tank here with me. Regen burst here, so that way you don't have to get your resources. So right here, right when that Orisa gets hooked, that's when you decide, yes, no immortality. That's when you decide, as soon as you see your Orisa get snatched off screen. I had already made the decision that I'm going to immortality it. So I turn, and I throw. That's how fast your decision making needs to be. Now I get shot in the back, because the Tracer didn't get dealt with.
Rocket barrage incoming.
I think justice could use a little nap.
But that's how fast your decision making needs to be. Like, as soon as the Orisa I got hooked, I knew, okay, immortality field, no questions asked. Dude, we end up losing this fight. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward it because you already know what happened. I don't do him because there's no way I was gonna be able to like react to that. At this point, I'm just getting ult charged because this is a lost fight. We're not gonna get a recontest. Regen first. hit, working on ultimate. By the time we take more meaningful damage, any more meaningful damage, my region burst is almost a cooldown. I have immortality field up, like you cycle your abilities. I throw it here in case they decide to get aggressive and chase us.
Not too good as new. Regen burst activated.
Right, region burst here because I'm expecting to take damage. I miss you. And I kick myself first. So the reason why I use it here is because I know they're gonna push us and we're down one healer. So we need to either win this fight, or if my tanks push past me, I have double healing. So I'm trying to help us apply pressure back at them. Look down. Do that immortality field. So I hear a tracer behind me, and there's a lot of damage coming, so I'm gonna jump high ground. Jump up. At least I thought I was gonna jump high ground. There you go. I think I missed my initial jump.
Rocket barrage incoming.
So the reason why I region burst here is because I know like the anti-heal on Orisa is going to end soon, and I need to get as much healing done in a small window of time. So I kind of like proc her. Procking is like whenever you use an ability to land a status effect onto somebody or something. So I proc Orisa with my region burst healing, so that way as soon as like the anti-nade debuff ends, she starts getting healed, just in case for some reason something happens to me, or like, and also so that way if nothing happens to me and I'm able to direct all my resources at her, like she's getting pretty much double healing to get her back to full. So make my initial jump. So immortality. So I explained this one earlier. Immortality field, and then I region burst. So the reason why I did that is because if I just region burst, I might have died from getting shot in behind, because the burst damage would have been greater than my healing. So I go ahead and then throw immortality field. So that way it gives me time to make choices. So I make the choice that I'm going to go to high ground, and then I also region burst. That way it heals me up and it heals my Roadhog up, and I think you're nearby, but you're at full health, so it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So now I have time to at least think about going up there.
Let them up.
So again, same reason for that window. It's just kind of like so we can get some initial surprise burst damage. It doesn't work for us this time, and the reason why is because I placed it too far to the left. If I had placed it, literally had I just placed it right here, flush against this, would have been perfect. But I was in a rush. So I didn't play for it. So I tried to turn. It doesn't work.
This is not your time.
Guess it wasn't my time.
Enemy visually right on target.
I think we're gonna go to this next fight and then we'll be done.
All better. Now. Hey, regen up.
So you see how I'm constantly looking around? Like I'm not just standing looking at our tanks.
Rocket barrage for special attack.
The battle continues. I always get right.
Non anti-fait. My turn. You're fully healed. Get in here.
I recommend moving behind my body.
You see how I'm looking around? Like there's brief moments where I'm turning and looking because I'm looking for the Tracer again. I'm looking for Tracer. I'm looking for a flank because like I can easily back cap us at this point. Because regen burst.
Let them up.
Yeah, that was just unlucky. I thought he was gonna try to get me because I was isolated, so I decided to drop. I think, yeah. So, like, main takeaway: you can use regen burst off cooldown. I would like suggest that you use it. It's like Moira orb, like Moira's healing orb. Like, you know, or like how I told you, like, hey, as soon as like Moira's healing or damage orb or healing orb comes off cooldown, like for the most part, like use it because that's free ult charge. Baptiste regen burst is free ult charge, my dude. Like, the more you use it, the more healing you get done. The more healing and damage you get done, the faster you get your ultimate. The faster you get your ultimate, like the more damage you can amplify, which can lead to team fights. Like, and your immortality field is like, is your get out of jail free card. So like with this composition right here, like that they're running, they don't have a whole lot of like combos you're trying to like prevent from like killing your team. So it's like you have a lot more free reign. Now if you were like playing, now that they had like a grab dragon, then like, you know, that would have been different. Like I would be holding my immortality a whole lot more because like I'm gonna save it for grab dragon, and even like then it's like whenever you get grabbed, you don't immediately throw down immortality field. You wait until like the end of Hanzo's voice line for dragons. So like if you have both abilities, like go ahead, look at the floor, start looking at the floor and healing your team, and the initial graph, and then once the voice line ends, oh well, okay, first off, like when you're healing, use regen burst and your regular healing to like get your burst healing all the way at full capacity until the end of his voice line, and then you throw immortality field, so that way like you have more time and they have less time to like destroy it. So little stuff like that.
Just got primed and ready.
Got you good as new. Regen up.
Did we win this recontest?
Get in here.
Go ahead.
Come on, fire.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Immortality field destroyed.
So I tried to put a little poke damage on. Down.
60 seconds.
Yeah. So you saw I was alternating between healing and damage on the Reinhardt and Roadhog. So like little stuff like that. Definitely like concept of min-maxing, I guess. It's like, I don't know. No, it's not min-maxing. Min-maxing is something else. Don't listen to that last point. Your actions per minute is what I was trying to say. Like, get your actions per minute up. But now you're good support. You're just learning this character. Like you literally just picked them up. So it's 9 in the morning right now, I guess. And I will probably end up doing the other one in like 3 hours or so because I want to get some playtime my own in. So yeah.